Combat system within Arknights Endfield is very satisfying. The ability to chain combo skills with other characters' battle skills, figuring out the synergistic compatibility between characters. It's just very, very fun to play around with. But I feel like there are things that they could do in order to make this combat system even better. And I can't help but I can't shake the feeling of them enhancing this in a way that would make characters more useful, that would add more to each one of the characters' kits. I just have so many ideas and I'd like to share them with you guys. So hopefully you guys watch the video and tell me what you think in the comment section below. Anyways, let's get it popping. As someone who plays a lot of games that are monetized heavily, like Arknights and there are plenty of packs, or Arknights Endfield, which has a lot of banners that are really close together, I know the value of a discount, and I know a lot of other people are looking for discounts as well. Well, look no further than Loot Bar. Loot Bar is your one-stop shop for purchasing in-game goods for your favorite mobile games while purchasing these very digital goods at a discount. Loot Bar provides a ton of discounts for various mobile titles. Just choose your game of choice, select one of the many in-game items, and once you enter code IamChaotik and check out, log into your account via Loot Bar's secure login services and select the pack that you purchased via the website. Loot Bar is trusted by many mobile gamers with tons of reviews that are publicly available online, and you just saw me use the service for myself. So if you'd like to save money on either Arknights or Arknights Endfield, use my links located in the description and the pinned comment below, and use my code IamChaotik to save towards your next in-game purchase. Thank you, Loot Bar, for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to it. I want to start here with Operator Gilberta. This is probably the easiest way to explain this, so bear with me if I get a little jumbled. I don't have this written down, so I'm basically freestyling this whole thing. This is just something I've been thinking about for the past few weeks. A few things that make this combat system fun to experience. You use your battle skill in order to build up SP, then you use your battle skill in order to make the combo skill proc. Not necessarily these two, but you use it to make one of the characters' combo skills proc, and you want to build this chain of combo skills so you can execute all the characters' combo skills all together. And then once you've built your ult, you use your ult if it's useful in that current situation. All right, so the combat system, very, very easy to understand, but there is a high ceiling for those who want to figure out the best teams to work with, mess around with different weapons and gear. Just there's so much that you can do in this system. But there are two ways that I think that they can enhance this. And the first one with modules. Now, in the original Arknights, and I know a lot of you guys are probably tired of me doing this, but there's just so much to build off of from the original game that it just feels like a waste not to use that stuff in Endfield. So the module system that I'm talking about, the entire point of the module system is to enhance the character's abilities so that they can remain viable. This is something that I want to see within Endfield, because one of the biggest concerns whenever you pull for new characters is, oh, this character also lifts. So does that make Gilberta less viable? Does that make her useless? Is she completely power crept and you're no longer going to need her? The module system would be a solution to that, and I'm going to show you why. So Lumen, this character, Lumen, oh my god, Lumen is a healer that specializes in removing negative statuses from other operators on the field. Now, what can they possibly do in order to make him more effective? Well, his module reduces the amount of healing he can do to further targets by 80%, well, up to 80%. But over time, various updates within the game, they release these new modules, and each one of these modules add something new for that character to make them more useful, more niche, just adds a little bit of flair to the character. You can see here, you gain status resistance and become less likely to be attacked. As a healer, that could be very, very helpful. You also get more healing ability, because attack is just how much healing he dishes out, and then max HP. That's helpful. And then there's this specific module, the one that I use the most. It removes that restriction from the amount of range they have for healing. So that 80% is gone. He heals the same regardless if you're beside a couple of spaces ahead through this attack range here at the bottom. It doesn't matter, you're healing, and that's very useful because now he can heal effectively while also removing those negative statuses. That's his whole thing. He's supposed to remove negative statuses such as cold and I'm trying to remember the other negative statuses: cold, stun, and freeze. This is a very, very helpful character. So having this module which removes some restrictions from their healing healing factor is very helpful. Okay, this is one example. Let's go to Wisadel. You can see first off, she's already a unit in the game. You don't really need a module to make her more effective, but there may be a future where she becomes less useful. Or maybe there's an enemy where the type of damage she deals out just isn't cutting it and she's not really doing anything, right? So this specific module, this is the first one that you have. This is the default module on the character. Attacks deal 2 instances of physical damage to ground enemies in a small area. The second instance is a shockwave that has half the normal attack. All right, so that's helpful. And then of course, pay attention to these numbers here on their talent. You don't really need to know what the talent does, but you can just see that once I select this, the values become higher and makes that talent more effective. While also here, the trait on Wisadel, attacks deal 3 instances of physical damage to ground enemies in a small area. The second and third instance are shock waves that have half the normal attack. So now it's second and third shock waves. You also see the attack is increased and the attack speed is increased slightly. Still slow, but increased nonetheless. Having modules make a character more effective when other characters come out and make them less effective is a way to keep characters more viable. It also allows for more skill expression. Now, how does this apply to Arknights Endfield? All right, so as you can see here, this specific character is built for lifting. You can also reduce the amount of arts resistance or increase the amount of arts damage that you do to enemies using the ult. There's so many things that this character can do to contribute to a team, but there may be a future where this character is completely useless. Adding a module that changes up how the character works is a fantastic idea. It could add lifting and knockdown. It could add another element that she could work off of. Right now, she deals nature damage and nature infliction. What if she could also work with cryo? There's various different things that they could do in order to make this character much more effective. They can increase the radius of the battle skill, which basically pulls enemies together in battle. This will allow her to pull enemies that are just slightly out of her radius currently, while also lifting them up and knocking them down. It can increase the length of the art susceptibility after using your ult. They also suffer from slow. Like there's so many things that they could do using that system, that module system. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about enhances the combo skill system. This could be applied to the modules by swapping them out, or this could be, I'll explain. So with each module, they could do either add another combo skill, because remember, combo skills have cooldowns. You can't just do your rotation every single time and it just works. You still have a 20-second cooldown on the combo skill before it can be used again. So if there are multiple combo skills that are activated in different ways and do different things, that would allow an even greater flow within combat. So let's say after the first module comes out for Gilberta and all the things that I mentioned that enhance her skills and stats and all that stuff are applied here. But now she also has 2 combo skills. This combo skill right here that's activated with an arts reaction, and another combo skill that is activated whenever art susceptibility is applied to an enemy, which allows her to deal greater nature damage, possibly even draining the stacks of a specific element or various elements, allowing her to do greater damage. I don't know, I'm coming up with shit on the fly. that would make her more useful. They could find ways to make her useful even when there is competition, and it would prevent characters from feeling like they're being constantly power crept. It doesn't have to be every single patch. This could be a module that comes, let's say, once every like yearly patch, every anniversary, or maybe even longer. It doesn't matter. It just, the point is to make the character remain viable through their combo skill system and the module. So I don't know if any of this made sense, but the whole point here is, my goal is to make the game contain more strategy, allow you to work with more teams that currently they may not work with, allow you to come up with new ways to express yourself through the skills that each one of the characters use. And yeah, let's just keep the characters viable for the long run. I mean, look at Fluorite. She's super useful because of the fact that she acts off of cryo infliction and nature infliction. Of course, she isn't the best character in the game, but maybe a module could change that. Maybe it could change how long it takes to activate her battle skill, or her combo skill, or her ult, what they do, how they work with various different characters. Maybe instead of just using heat damage in order to build stacks for Levitain, those stacks much faster. That would allow you to use other characters in your roster. There's so many different options. And of course, I'm just coming up with bullshit in my head. Of course they would optimize these skills to work much better and make more sense with the character, right? But as long as my point's coming across, that this would make the characters more viable with more teams and remain useful for the long run. So that's all I've been thinking about. I feel like this would help the game drastically. I also feel like they need to do something about some of the features within the game, because when you're fighting bosses, you can just spam that dodge button and just build off of the SP, and that completely removes the need to use a Vanguard. But that's a whole different argument. I'll save that for another video. I just hope this made sense, and you guys will give me your thoughts in the comment section below. Y'all have a wonderful day. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay chaotic. Love you guys. Peace out.